My guest is Riley Cope, writer, actor, director, producer. And on today's episode, we talk about his new production, Inflight Entertainment, which is a fabulous romp through an airline. Yeah. Riley, where can people find out about it?
You can find all about it at rileycopecreative.com/productions.
Fantastic. I'm Robin Cook. This is Stories from the Red Couch. Watch right through to the end. I think you'll love it. Now, Riley, you've written, produced and directed a play called Inflight Entertainment.
Yes.
Was that exciting? Was this your first play?
First production, produced, written, so very nerve-wracking, but...
That's so exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, so how did that all come about? How did you come to write that?
Well, I love aviation. I love flying ever since I was young, and I think just being on planes and observing everything that happens around me, if I didn't go into performing, I'd probably be on planes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what it is.
So, Inflight Entertainment.
Yes.
So, basically explores the everyday life of cabin crew, the dealings with passengers, but it also explores from the passenger's point of view as well, things you might experience on the plane.
Oh,
so, yeah.
I reckon that sounds like a hoot.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Just to perform.
Yeah. So, when did you write it? When did all this happen?
It started when I was at university. We were told... the second year when you graduate, you're going to be putting on a recital, and you have to put together a few songs. It has to go for 30 minutes long. And I started from the get-go, from day one, I started thinking about, okay, what am I going to do for this recital? And most people would get up and they'd sing through 5 or 6 songs, talk in between, and that'd be it. But I went into full production. I was living with my nana at the time in Sydney, and I had her whole garage taken over, and I was there, and I didn't just learn how to put together a show. I learnt woodwork and painting, because I had to build the sets.
That's fantastic.
Which I love now. I love doing all that stuff. So it's, another passion that I've sort of, learnt.
Sure.
So that's how it came about through university.
And so you performed down in Sydney, and you would have had a cast and crew. And
yes, yeah. Well, very fortunate because I was at AIM and because I had the teachers and the support. It was quite easy. I had the tech crew. I had the lights, the stage, the venue, and I had other performers to perform in it. So yeah, it's very interesting when you have to go then do that by yourself.
Yeah, which is what you've done. So in January
this year.
Yeah, this year you brought it to Lind Lane in Nambour. So that's your hometown.
Yeah,
maybe not
home.
Nambour, but Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, how did that feel?
Really good. I don't know why. I love Sydney, but it just felt sort of, I think, safe doing it at home first. And also I know that the Sunshine Coast does have a very good art scene.
It does.
I
know, and growing and developing. Particularly,
I completely agree.
How fabulous that you've gone to Sydney and you've studied and you're back here.
Bringing it back. I can't stay away.
But Riley, that's a wonderful thing, because when we talk about young talent, we talk about it in terms of it draining away from the Sunshine Coast. Yeah. And here you are back again.
Well, in most cases, I think that's what happens. I think, you grow up going to school, and if you want to pursue performing, anything like that, you leave. But I'm very passionate about, keeping, and I want people to go away, and I want them to experience the world.
Of course, you have to.
But I love just giving back to our local community as well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're performing it again soon, aren't you?
Very shortly.
The Anywhere
Theatre
Festival.
Yeah.
What a great idea. I mean, it's just theatre anywhere.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I was very lucky. I got back from working on a cruise line at the end of last year.
Okay, well, that must have been a bit of a romp as well, was it?
Very
Okay, we'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
And
I heard about the Anywhere Theatre Festival, and I was late with submission. Entries had closed and everything, and I'm here in January going, I'd like to do that. So here I am messaging the people, I've got a show, I'll find the venue. So...
and so where is the venue?
The venue is the Queensland Air Museum in Caloundra. I was very, very lucky to have them accept my little deal.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So an airport hangar? Like, is it a hangar?
It's an airport hangar, and it is filled with aircraft.
I reckon there's going to be a whole lot of logistical problems with that. My mind's just now racing because I'm seeing it. It's a massive space.
It is.
You have to fill it and wow.
Well, funnily enough, it is a very big space, but because there's so many aircraft...
It's not that big.
It's actually very long and narrow, which... sort of works.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere theatre festival, they don't believe in bringing in a stage. They don't believe in bringing in the lighting, the raked seating. It is anywhere. You know, you're picking the location. Your show has to work around the environment that you've picked.
That's cool.
So I'm now going from a theatre perspective where we've already done the show on a stage with the lights.
And the set.
Yeah,
and the audience.
I've now had to not really strip it back, but just completely rework the show. So now it's going to work more like sitting on an aeroplane and watching the performers down the aisle. So
that sounds fabulous. And what a great skill, another skill to develop is that spontaneity and...
I like that you said develop. It's definitely in progress.
But also being adaptable.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
And so that's in May.
That's in May, yeah.
Tickets are on sale, aren't they?
Tickets are now on sale.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what props are you going to have there?
Well, as I said, we're using the venue, and luckily enough, right at the very end of the hangar, which we'll be performing in front of, is an old DC-3 aeroplane. So takes up the entire room, big plane, the nose is propped up, and so the audience will actually be... So that's our main set piece. We don't use it, it's just a backdrop. We will light it and things like that. Otherwise, we've got the girls, the costumes, we'll have a trolley, a cart, and then all of our individual props. There are a lot of individual props in this show.
And we've seen some
There's
here.
a few here
yes.
that I've stripped off the set.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Where do you store everything? Is this in your garage?
At Mum and Dad's house.
Yes. Dear Mum and Dad.
Yes.
Thank you, Mum and Dad.
So, and this is the second set, of course. So I built one up here for this show in January, and I've got one set down in Sydney from when I did it, and that's in Nana's garage. So Nana's garage, our garage, I've got, you know, the spare room is full, and I've just decided I would do the lighting for this show in May myself. So now I've gone and bought all of these LED lights and truss to hang them on, and so that's in the house as well.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you participate in the Bites theatre group?
Did.
Were you in Bites?
Yeah. So
I
moved up from Wollongong when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And Mum and Dad put me into Bites.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I did the first year, and they told us we were doing the Ugly Duckling. And I said to Mum and Dad, I don't want to go back. I'm not doing the Ugly Duckling. But anyway, Robin, who runs Bites, called up Dad and said, I really think he should be doing it. And we haven't looked back since. And I'm back teaching there now.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah.
So what do you think it gives kids coming through?
I think it's an amazing place, you know, for kids that want to explore theatre, for kids that, you know, maybe don't feel like they have a place, you know, growing up. It was a fantastic place for me and for a lot of kids, and I've seen it now, for them just to come and express themselves, feel safe, doing something that they love.
Yeah,
so,
because not every child is sporty.
No.
and wants to participate in sport, but we have, you know, some fantastic sporting opportunities here on the coast. Any sport you want to play, pretty much you can do it here to a really high quality. But for the creative kids, the ones who want to get up there and do those sorts of things, is there a lot of other places as well as Bites? Are you aware of other?
Bites is in our general location in Buderim and Maroochydore. I think we are the biggest providers, certainly the longest running. Next year, 2020, will be 20 years of Bites operating.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, you know, we have theatre campuses in Noosa. I don't know of many in Caloundra, but certainly for youth, Bites.
And what sort of skills can they learn?
Oh, the lot. Okay. Singing, dancing, acting. I mean, we've
camera.
Lighting. Well, this is something that we've actually been implementing this year, is acting, production and performance.
Okay.
So not just acting, we're also looking at lighting shows, making the sets, making the props. Can you tell who wrote this?
Yes,
This
I
course?
think that, yes, I think you did.
Yeah, we're taking the kids into the entire realm of performance, not just the acting. And already we've seen kids really interested in everything.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good on you. I think that. Well, what I'm wondering is are you going to stay here, or are you thinking about heading off again? Because I think you can come and go. Where do you think you'll go to next?
That's what I've discovered. I seriously think you can come and go.
Absolutely.
I think you can base yourself here as an artist. There's work all over Australia. There's work internationally. But for me, the Sunshine Coast is home. I know I will stay here. And in terms of work, I think I'll travel where the work takes me.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Of course. And that's not so difficult. Now, we talked about briefly the cruise ship. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so in my graduating year, I just finished my recital, and the week after, I heard back from Carnival Cruise Lines, which I'd auditioned for, offering me a place on the Carnival Paradise. So
how amazing is that?
Yeah.
That would have been just a hoot.
It was lots of fun. So May last year, 2018, I started on the Carnival Paradise. I flew all the way. We went out of Florida, Tampa, and we were very lucky because the Carnival Paradise is one of the only ships out of America to go to Cuba.
Wow.
And that's the cruise ship that I was on. So I learnt a lot in that, 6 months of travelling.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Not just the entertainment industry, but also all about Cuba, about even just about America and the culture being so very different to ours.
Well, that would have been an incredible, and meeting people and
And that's another thing that I will explore. Is certainly putting shows onto cruise ships, because as much as I love doing it here and on land, it's very hard to book a theatre, get a lighting technician, bring the sets in, get the people together. On a cruise ship, you have a theatre, you have the lighting,
it's all there,
and you have an audience. They're there. They come to the shows. So I really love cruise ships and cruise ship entertainment. And I think that's the way the cruise lines are going now. They're really putting a lot of money and energy into shows.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Riley. How can people find out more about your work?
They can find out everything on my website, rileycopecreative.com/productions.
Fantastic. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.